Most people, when they first learn the pentatonic scale, tend to go straight up and straight down the scale, picking every single note as they go. I want to show you a few short and simple phrases that'll help you to go from playing scales to actually making music. So check it out. Here are some 3 or 4 note phrases. These are short phrases using the A minor pentatonic scale that are really, really common. I hear these all the time in people's solos. So I'm using this shape of the pentatonic scale. Phrase number 1 is a 3-note hammer-on phrase. So I'm going to hammer on one string. In this case, I'm going to start on the A string and then go to the next string in the pentatonic, which is the 5th fret of the D string. I can continue that same concept across any pair of strings. So here's the D string and G string. Here's that 3-note phrase with a backing track. Now I'm going to extend that 3-note phrase. So I'll play that 3-note phrase and then I'll keep going to make a longer phrase, just like this. Next up is a very similar idea using pull-offs. So this is a 3-note pull-off phrase. I'm going to start on the high E string, start with a pull-off, and then go to the B string to the next note in the pentatonic. And then I can continue that on any other pair of strings. That sounds like this in context. And then if I extend those phrases, okay, the third phrase is a 4-note phrase. This is a hammer-on pull-off combination. And then I'm going to go to the next note lower in the pentatonic scale on the next string. So I did a hammer-on pull-off on the G string and then hit the 7th fret of the D string. And I can do this across any pair of strings as well. Hear that as in context. I can do it fast or slow. Extend it. The next series of phrases skips a note in the pentatonic scale. If you skip a note within the pentatonic scale on guitar, you generally end up playing 2 notes in a row with the same finger. This technique is really useful, but it's not all that intuitive. So you kind of roll your finger. I don't want to bar because I don't want the 2 notes to ring together. So these phrases all skip a note and then come back to the note in the middle. So the first phrase ascends, skipping a note, and then comes back to the note in between. Here are those phrases in a musical context. If I extend those phrases. phrase also ascends, but here I'm doing the ascending with my index finger. So looks like this, and then I come back for that note. Here's that phrase in a musical context. If I extend those phrases, the next phrases are descending. So I'm going to start out with my ring finger, and then I'm going to catch the note in the middle with my index finger coming back. Musical example. Extending that. The last example is descending with my index finger. That looks like this. Here's what that sounds like in a musical context. Extending those. Those are some really common 3- and 4-note pentatonic phrases that you hear professionals do all the time. If you add those to your playing, it will really spice it up.